The College of William and Amp. Mary in Virginia is a public research university located in Williamsburg, Virginia, United States. Royally founded in 1693 by letters patent issued by King William III and Queen Mary II. It is the second oldest institution of higher education in the United States, after Harvard University. William and Amp. Mary is one of the original 8 public Ivies, a term coined by Richard Moll in 1985 for publicly funded universities providing a quality of education considered comparable to the Ivy League. William and Amp. Mary educated U.S. Presidents Thomas Jefferson, James Monroe, and John Tyler, as well as other key figures important to the development of the nation, including U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Marshall, Speaker of the House Henry Clay, 16 members of the Continental Congress, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. W and Amp. M. students founded the Phi Beta Kappa Academic Honor Society in 1776, and W and Amp. M. was the first school of higher education in the United States to install an honor code of conduct for students. The establishment of graduate programs in law and medicine in 1779 makes it one of the first universities in the United States. In addition to its undergraduate program, W and Amp. M. is home to several graduate programs and 4 professional schools. History. Colonial era, 1693 to 1776. A school of higher education for both Native American young men and the sons of the colonists was one of the earliest goals of the leaders of the colony of Virginia. The college was founded on February 8, 1693, under a royal charter to make, found and establish a certain place of universal study, a perpetual college of divinity, philosophy, languages, and other good arts and sciences, to be supported and maintained, in all time coming. Named in honor of the reigning monarchs King William III and Queen Mary II, the college is the second oldest college in the United States. The original plans for the college date back to 1618 but were thwarted by the Indian Massacre of 1622, a change in government, events related to the English Civil War, and Bacon's Rebellion. In 1695, before the town of Williamsburg existed, construction began on the college building, now known as the Sir Christopher Wren Building, in what was then called Middle Plantation. It is the oldest college building in America. The college is one of the country's 9 colonial colleges founded before the American Revolution. The charter named James Blair as the college's first president. William and Amp. Mary was founded as an Anglican institution. Students were required to be members of the Church of England, and professors were required to declare adherence to the 39 Articles. In 1693, the college was given a seat in the House of Burgesses, and it was determined the college would be supported by tobacco taxes and export duties on furs and animal skins. The college acquired a 330 acres parcel for the new school 8 miles from Jamestown. In 1694, the new school opened in temporary buildings. Williamsburg was granted a royal charter as a city in 1722 by the Crown and served as the capital of colonial Virginia from 1699 to 1780. During this time, the college served as a law center when lawmakers frequently used its buildings. It educated future U.S. Presidents Thomas Jefferson, James Monroe, and John Tyler. The college has been called the alma mater of a nation because of its close ties to America's founding fathers. A 17-year-old George Washington received his surveyor's license through the college and would return as its first American chancellor. William and Amp. Mary is famous for its firsts. The first U.S. institution with a royal charter, the first Greek letter society, the first student honor code, and the first law school in America. The college became a state-supported school in 1906 and became coeducational in 1918. In 1928, John D. Rockefeller, Jr. chose the college building as the first building to be returned to its 18th-century appearance as part of the iconic colonial Williamsburg restoration, revolution and transition. During the period of the American Revolution, freedom of religion was established in Virginia, notably with the 1786 passage of the Virginia Statute for Religious Freedom. Future U.S. President James Madison was a key figure in the transition to religious freedom in Virginia, and Right Reverend James Madison, his cousin, and Thomas Jefferson, who was on the Board of Visitors, helped the College of William and Aunt Mary to make the transition as well. In 1779, the college became the first American university with the establishment of the graduate schools in law and medicine. As its president, Reverend Madison worked with the new leaders of Virginia, most notably Jefferson, on a reorganization and changes for the college, which included the abolition of the Divinity School and the Indian School and the establishment of the first elective system of study and honor system. The College of William and Mary is home to the nation's first collegiate secret society, the F.H.C. Society, popularly known as the Flat Hat Club, founded November 11, 1750. On December 5, 1776, students John Heath and William Short founded Phi Beta Kappa as a secret literary and philosophical society. Other secret societies known to currently exist at the college include the Seven Society, 13 Club, Alpha Club, Bishop James Madison Society, the Society for Spades, W Society, and Rent Society. In 1842, alumni of the college formed the Society of the Alumni, which is now the sixth oldest alumni organization in the United States. In 1859, a great fire caused destruction to the college building. The Alumni House is one of the few original antebellum structures remaining on campus. Notable others include the Wren Building, the President's House, the Brafferton and Prince George House. Civil War, Reconstruction, and the early 20th century. At the outset of the American Civil War, enlistments in the Confederate States Army depleted the student body, and on May 10, 1861, the faculty voted to close the college for the duration of the conflict. The college building was used as a Confederate barracks and later as a hospital, first by Confederate and later Union forces. The Battle of Williamsburg was fought nearby during the Peninsula Campaign on May 5, 1862, and the city was captured by the Union Army the next day. The Brafferton building of the college was used for a time as quarters for the commanding officer of the Union garrison occupying the town. On September 9, 1862, drunken soldiers of the 5th Pennsylvania Cavalry set fire to the college building, purportedly in an attempt to prevent Confederate snipers from using it for cover. Much damage was done to the community during the Union occupation, which lasted until September 1865. Following restoration of the Union, Virginia was destitute from the war. The college's 16th president, Benjamin Stoddard Ewell, finally reopened the school in 1869 using his personal funds, but the college closed in 1882 due to lack of funds. In 1888, William and Aunt Mary resumed operations under a substitute charter when the Commonwealth of Virginia passed an act appropriating $10,000 to support the college as a state teacher training institution. Leon Gardner Tyler became the 17th president of the college following President Ewell's retirement. Tyler, along with 18th President J.A.C. Chandler, expanded the college into a modern institution. In March 1906, the General Assembly passed an act taking over the grounds of the colonial institution, and it has remained publicly supported ever since. In 1918, William and Aunt Mary became one of the first universities in Virginia to admit women and become coeducational. During this time, enrollment increased from 104 students in 1889 to 1269 students by 1932. Largely thanks to the vision of a William and Mary instructor, Reverend Drive West A. R. Goodwin. The college building, the President's House and the Brafferton were restored to their 18th-century appearance between 1928 and 1932 with substantial financial support from John D. Rockefeller, Jr. and his wife Abby Aldrich Rockefeller. Together, they led the establishment and beginnings of colonial Williamsburg. 1930 present. In 1930, William and Aunt Mary expanded its territorial range by establishing a branch in Norfolk, Virginia, the Norfolk division of the College of William and Aunt Mary. This extension would eventually become the independent state-supported institution known as Old Dominion University. Significant campus construction continued under the college's 19th president, John Stuart Bryan. President Franklin D. Roosevelt received an honorary degree from the college on October 20, 1934. In 1935, the sunken garden was constructed, just west of the Wren Building. The sunken design is taken from a similar landscape feature at Royal Hospital, Chelsea in London, designed by Sir Christopher Wren. The college has a history of supporting freedom of the press dating back at least to the 1940s. In 1945, for example, the college administration sanctioned the student Marilyn Kemmel for an article she had written in the Flat Hat supporting the end of racist policies of segregation, anti-miscegenation laws and white supremacy, according to Time magazine. In response, over 1,000 William and Aunt Mary students held a spirited mass meeting protesting infringement of the sacred principles of freedom of the press bequeathed by alumnus Thomas Jefferson. She was pardoned by the College Board of Visitors decades later. The college admitted ULAN Willis into a graduate program in 1951 because the program was unavailable at Virginia State. However, the college did not open all programs to African American students until around 1970. In 1960, the colleges of William and Aunt Mary, a short-lived five-campus university system, was founded. It included the College of William and Aunt Mary, the Richmond Professional Institute, the Norfolk division of the College of William and Aunt Mary, Christopher Newport College, and Richard Bland College. It was dissolved in 1962. In 1974, J. Winston Johns willed Ashlawn Highland, the 535-acre historic Albemarle County, Virginia estate of alumnus and U.S. President James Monroe, to the college. The college restored this historic presidential home near Charlottesville and opened it to the public. On July 25, 2012, Eastern Virginia Medical School, in nearby Norfolk, Virginia, made a joint announcement with the college that the two schools are considering merging so that EVMS would become the William and Aunt Mary School of Medicine. Any such merger would have to be confirmed by the two schools and then confirmed by the Virginia General Assembly and Governor. A pilot relationship, supported by $200,000 grant in the Virginia budget, was subsequently agreed upon by both universities to examine this possible union in reality. Campus The college is located on a 1,200-acre campus in Williamsburg, Virginia. In 2011, Travel Plus Leisure named William and Mary one of the most beautiful college campuses in the United States. The Sir Christopher Wren Building is the oldest college building in the United States and a National Historic Landmark. The building, colloquially referred to as the Wren Building, was named upon its renovation in 1931 to honor the English architect Sir Christopher Wren. The basis for the 1930s name is a 1724 history in which Hugh Jones stated the 1699 design was first modelled by Sir Christopher Wren and then was adapted by the gentleman there in Virginia. Little is known about how it looked, since it burned within a few years of its completion. Today's Wren Building is based on the design of its 1716 replacement. The college's Alumni Association recently published an article suggesting Wren's connection to the 1931 building is a viable subject of investigation. Two other buildings around the Wren Building complete a triangle known unofficially as Ancient Campus, the Brafferton and the President's House. In addition to the Ancient Campus, which dates to the 18th century, the college also consists of Old Campus and New Campus. Old Campus consists of academic buildings and dormitories built in close proximity to the Wren Building and match the Georgian and Anglo-Dutch architecture of the colonial buildings of Ancient Campus and Colonial Williamsburg, located directly to the west of the Wren Building. The majority of Old Campus was constructed during the 1920s and 1930s and is dominated by the sunken gardens and the college's football stadium, Zabel Stadium. Also located within Old Campus was Sorority Court, the majority of upperclassmen dormitories, and the offices and classrooms of the history, philosophy, religion, music, modern language, and English departments. Adjoining Old Campus to the north and west is New Campus. Quote, "It was constructed primarily between 1950 and 1980, and it consists of academic buildings and dormitories that, while of the same brick construction as Old Campus, fit into the vernacular of modern architecture." Beginning with the college's centenary in 1993, the college has embarked on a building and renovation program that favors the traditional architectural style of Old Campus, while incorporating energy-efficient technologies. Several buildings constructed since the 1990s have been LEED certified. Additionally, as the buildings of New Campus were renovated after decades of use, several have been remodeled to incorporate more traditional architectural elements in an effort to unify the appearance of the entire college campus. New Campus is dominated by William and Mary Hall, Earl Greg Swam Library, and Phi Beta Kappa Memorial Hall. It also includes the offices and classrooms of the mathematics, physics, psychology, biology, and chemistry departments, the majority of freshman dormitories, the fraternity complex, and the majority of the college's athletic fields. The newest addition to New Campus is Allen B. Miller Hall, the headquarters of the college's Mason School of Business. The recent wave of construction at William and Mary has resulted in a new building for the School of Education, located not far from William and Mary Hall. Additionally, new facilities have freed up space in existing structures. The offices and classrooms of the government, economics, and classical language departments, which share a building on New Campus, could potentially be separated and some relocated to vacant buildings recently renovated within the Old Campus. The vast majority of William and Mary's 1,200 acres consists of woodlands and Lake Mattawa Cloaca, an artificial lake created by colonists in the early 18th century. The college has shown a dedication to the stewardship and preservation of these natural elements, which are accessible via the trails running throughout the campus. The college also has property and buildings not contiguous to campus, including the William and Mary School of Law and the McCormack-Nagelson Tennis Center, both located on a piece of property approximately 4 blocks southeast of the Wren Building. Additionally, approximately a mile northwest of new campus is the Dillard Complex, which is home to several offices, 2 former dormitories, and Plumery Park, the college's baseball stadium. Organization and administration. The Board of Visitors is a corporation established by the General Assembly of Virginia to govern and supervise the operation of the College of William and Mary and of Richard Bland College. The corporation is composed of 17 members appointed by the Governor of Virginia, based upon the recommendations made by the Society of the Alumni, to a maximum of 2 successive 4-year terms. The board elects a rector, vice-rector, and secretary, and the board meets 4 times annually. The board is responsible for appointing a president, related administrative offices, and an honorary chancellor, approving degrees, admission policies, departments, and schools, and executing the fiduciary duties of supervising the college's property and finances. The Chancellor of the College of William and Mary is largely a ceremonial role. Until 1776, the position was held by an English subject, usually the Archbishop of Canterbury or the Bishop of London, who served as the college's advocate to the Crown, while a colonial president oversaw the day-to-day activities of the Williamsburg campus. Following the Revolutionary War, General George Washington was appointed as the first American chancellor. Later United States President John Tyler held the post. The college has recently had a number of distinguished chancellors: a former Chief Justice of the United States Warren E. Burger, former British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, and former U.S. Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor. Former U.S. Secretary of Defense Robert M. Gates, himself an alumnus of the college, succeeded O'Connor in February 2012. The Board of Visitors delegates to a president the operating responsibility and accountability for the administrative, fiscal, and academic performance of the college, as well as representing the college on public occasions such as conferral of degrees. In September 2008, W. Taylor Reveley III became the 27th president of the college, succeeding G. Nicol. The president is assisted by a provost, the senior academic officer of the university, and several vice presidents. Faculty members are organized into separate faculties of the Faculty of Arts and Science, as well as those for the respective schools of business, education, law, and Virginia Institute of Marine Science. Each faculty is presided over by a dean, who reports to the provost, and governs itself through separate bylaws approved by the Board of Visitors. The faculty are also represented by a faculty assembly that serves to advise the president and provost. The Royal Hospital School, an independent boarding school in the United Kingdom, is a sister institution. Academics. The College of William and Mary is a medium-sized, highly residential, public research university. The focal point of the university is its 4-year, full-time undergraduate program, which comprises most of the institution's enrollment. The college has a strong undergraduate arts and sciences focus, with a select number of graduate programs in diverse fields ranging from American colonial history to marine science. The college offers 4 academic programs in its Washington, D.C. office: an undergraduate joint degree program in engineering with Columbia University, as well as a liberal arts joint degree program with the University of St Andrews in Scotland. The graduate programs are dominant in STEM fields, and the university has a high level of research activity. For the 2013-14 school year, 1,573 undergraduate, 591 master's, and 287 doctoral degrees were conferred. William and Amp Mary is accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. William and Amp Mary offers exchange programs with 15 foreign schools, drawing more than 12% of its undergraduates into these programs, and receives U.S. State Department grants to further expand its foreign exchange programs. Academic departments. The college is organized into 1 faculty and 4 schools: Faculty of Arts and Sciences, Mason School of Business, School of Education, School of Law, School of Marine Science, located at Gloucester Point, Virginia. Learning environment. William and Amp Mary is committed to ensuring the quality of its undergraduate teaching experience. To advance this mission, W&Amp provides a small college environment and maintains a low student-to-faculty ratio of 12:1, thereby fostering student-professor interaction. A notable 99% of all undergraduate classes, excluding labs, are taught by professors, and 86% of all classes contain 40 or fewer students. Student body and admissions. William and Amp Mary enrolled 6,299 undergraduate and 2,138 postgraduate students in fall 2014. Women made up 56.2% of the undergraduate and 54.1% of the graduate student bodies. Admission to W&Amp is considered most selective, according to U.S. News & World Report. There were 14,552 applications for admission to the class of 2018 to 4,805 were admitted and 1,511 enrolled. The average high school GPA of enrolled freshmen was 4.16, and 90.1% had a high school GPA of 3.75 or higher. The middle 50% range on SAT scores was 640 to 730 for reading, 630 to 740 for math, and 620 to 720 for writing, while the ACT Composite middle 50% range was 29 to 33. Undergraduate tuition for 2015-2016 was $13,978 for Virginia residents and $35,122 for out-of-state students. W&Amp granted over $18.6 million in need-based scholarships in 2013-2014 to 1,703 students. 38% of the student body received loans, and average student indebtedness was $25,733. Graduate school. 60% of W&Amp students go on to graduate school within 5 years of graduation. Public service. William and Mary is the highest-ranked national university for placement of its graduates in public or government service according to Washington Monthly magazine. Rankings in the 15 years since U.S. News & Amp World Report began ranking public universities as a separate category. W&Amp's undergraduate program has always ranked in the top 10. W&Amp was ranked 6th best public and tied for 34th best overall university. program in America, according to the 2016 U.S. News & AMP World Report rankings. U.S. News & AMP World Report also rated William & AMP Mary's undergraduate teaching as the fourth best in the nation in its 2016 rankings. In the 2015 America's Top Colleges ranking by Forbes, W&AMP was ranked the sixth best public and 39th out of the 650 best private and public colleges and universities. W&AMP was ranked the public college with the smartest students according to Business Insider's 2014 survey. In 2014, Kiplinger ranked William & AMP Mary 7th out of the top 100 best value public colleges and universities in the nation. The undergraduate business program was ranked 12th among undergraduate programs by the 2016 Bloomberg Business Week survey. Graduate school rankings. U.S. Colonial History. William & AMP Mary's graduate program in U.S. Colonial History was ranked third by U.S. News & AMP World Report in its rankings for 2016. Law. William & AMP Mary Law School was ranked 29th among all schools in the 2016 edition of the U.S. News & AMP World Report Law School Rankings. Computer Science. The College of William & AMP Mary Computer Science Department was ranked 70th among all schools in the 2016 edition of the U.S. News & AMP World Report Graduate School Rankings. Physics. The College of William & AMP Mary Physics Graduate Program was ranked 77th among all schools in the 2016 edition of the U.S. News & AMP World Report Graduate School Rankings. Business. William & AMP Mary's graduate business program ranked 47th by Business Week in 2010, 41st by Forbes in 2011, number 40 nationally by the Financial Times in 2008, and 17th nationally by the Wall Street Journal. It is also ranked tied for 74th by U.S. News & AMP World Report in its rankings for 2016. Education. William & Mary's School of Education ranked 46th in the 2016 U.S. News & AMP World Report rankings. Publications. The college vis-a-vis the Omohundro Institute of Early American History and Culture publishes the William & Mary Quarterly, a scholarly journal focusing on colonial history, particularly in North America and the Atlantic world from the Age of Discovery onward. In addition to the quarterly, W&AMP in accordance with its mission to provide undergraduates with a thorough grounding in research, also hosts several student journals. The Monitor is the undergraduate journal of international studies which publishes on a biannual basis. The Leon Gardner Tyler Department of History also supports an undergraduate history journal, the James Blair Historical Review, which publishes on an annual basis. Non-academic publications include the William & AMP Mary Review, the college's official literary magazine, Winged Nation, a student literary arts magazine, Acropolis, the art and art history magazine, the Flat Hat, the student newspaper, the Colonial Echo, the college's yearbook, and the Dog Street Journal, a daily online newspaper.